This is an artificially aware original production.
Let me paint you a scene. It's 3 a.m., and I'm deep in one of those dangerous corners of the internet where conspiracy theories, self-help gurus, and spiritual awakenings collide like atoms in a particle accelerator. That's when I found it, the Silva Mind Control Method by José Silva. The name alone radiated vibes of sci-fi mind powers and secret military experiments. I was hooked. This wasn't your garden variety personal development book. This was mind control. Not the buy more cereal kind, but the heal your body, ace your exams, and maybe even read someone else's illness from halfway across the country kind. You don't just stumble on something like that and walk away. So, greetings, sentient viewers. Buckle up, because if even half of what Silva claims is real, you're about to have your perception of reality twisted like a Salvador Dali clock. José Silva wasn't exactly the type of person you'd expect to crack the code of human consciousness. This man was no ivory tower psychologist or lab-coated neuroscientist. He was an electronics repairman, a guy fiddling with wires and resistors until one day he decided to swap circuits for neurons. Silva, born in 1914, spent his days fixing radios in Laredo, Texas, and his nights obsessing over the mysteries of the mind, like a mad scientist tinkering with the universe's operating system. After dabbling in hypnosis and getting curious about the electrical properties of the brain, Silva did what any practical father would do. He tested his wild theories on his kids. By guiding them into altered mental states, Silva found their grades shot up. Word spread. Neighbors started bringing their children. Before long, Silva was leading full-blown courses in mental alchemy, flipping ordinary people into straight-up psychic savants. Over 6 million people have walked through his metaphysical boot camp, and to this day, Silva's method is still taught around the world. I couldn't resist diving in. At the core of this mind-bending circus lies Silva's golden ticket, the alpha state. It's not some abstract concept, it's a measurable frequency of your brainwaves, and trust me, it's a game changer. Picture this, your mind, like some vintage radio, is constantly tuned to beta, high-frequency static, all external noise and chaos. Beta is where you spend most of your life. That's why your brain feels like a frantic squirrel hopped up on espresso. But drop a little lower to alpha, and suddenly everything slows. It's that dreamy zone you hit right before sleep or after deep meditation, where your focus turns inward and the world softens. Silva swears by alpha. This is the sweet spot, the portal to everything from enhanced memory to paranormal abilities. It's the ultimate cheat code. Silva didn't invent this stuff. Scientists have measured these brainwaves for years. But while most researchers were busy writing boring papers, Silva took alpha out of the lab and turned it into an everyday tool for normal people. Silva breaks down the brain like he's fine-tuning an old transistor radio. Beta, alpha, theta, delta, these are the 4 sacred frequencies of consciousness. Beta is the frontman of the band, loud and brash, running your everyday thinking, anxieties, and that mental playlist of cringe memories at 3 a.m. Alpha? That's the baseline, smooth, subtle, and powerful beneath the surface. Theta goes deeper, the territory of deep meditation and dream states. And Delta? That's lights out, deep sleep, full system reboot. Silva's obsession lies in mastering the alpha state, where the magic happens. Modern science has even added a new player, gamma waves, vibrating even higher than beta, linked to genius-level insights and intense focus. But Silva didn't care about gamma. Alpha was his domain. He saw alpha as the threshold between ordinary reality and the extraordinary. And if you could train yourself to drop into alpha at will, that's where things got interesting. So how do you get there? Silva's method is disarmingly simple, too simple. He starts with the morning countdown. Right when you wake up, eyes still glued shut, stare up behind your eyelids and slowly count down from 100 to 1. You'll sink like a stone into alpha. Do it for 10 days straight. Then, cut the countdown to 50. After 10 more days, drop it to 25. Eventually, you'll be counting down from 5, and boom, you're in alpha on command. No meditation retreats, no incense, just you and some counting. Silva even gives you an escape hatch. When it's time to return to the land of the living, count up from 1 to 5, telling yourself you'll feel refreshed and ready. This isn't just meditation, it's a mental operating system reboot. Silva emphasizes doing this right after waking up because in those groggy moments, you're already halfway into alpha. It's like sliding into home base instead of sprinting from first. Now, let's talk about the countdown. You might be asking yourself, why does counting down from 100 yank me into alpha like I'm sinking into some metaphysical waterbed? Silva would probably smirk and hit you with a simple truth. Because your brain is hardwired to follow the path of least resistance. Counting down feels like descending. Think about it. Everything in life that involves counting up, clocks, timers, goals, is about urgency, speed, and rising tension. But counting down? That's letting go. It's slipping beneath the surface, like watching the sun dip below the horizon. Psychologists will tell you the same thing. Our brains naturally associate down with calmness, stillness, and the sweet embrace of relaxation. When you count down, you're essentially telling your brain to power down its external sensors and shift gears inward. It's basic, almost embarrassingly simple, but Silva figured out that simplicity was the key. This isn't some convoluted New Age nonsense that requires chanting under the moon. It's human nature being hacked with precision. Once you've dipped into alpha, that's when the real fun starts. Silva's next trick? Visualization. Picture this. You close your eyes, count down, and suddenly you're staring at a blank screen in the middle of your mind. That's your mental screen, the canvas where you're about to paint your future. Silva believed that imagination wasn't just for dreamers and artists. Visualization is the gateway drug to manifesting reality. Start with something simple, a cup, a chair, maybe the face of someone you know. See it in detail, as vividly as possible. The more you practice, the sharper and clearer the image gets. Eventually, you'll start filling that screen with the good stuff, goals, aspirations, maybe even a sneak peek into problems that need solving. And here's the kicker. According to Silva, the clearer the image, the more powerful the effect. This isn't daydreaming, it's targeted mental architecture. You're not just imagining success. You're constructing it pixel by pixel in the neural pathways of your brain. Now that you've got your mental screen up and running, Silva takes it further. Manifestation. Yeah, you heard me. Not the vague wish upon a star nonsense, but full-blown mental engineering. The idea? Visualize something, And if you play your cards right, it will materialize in the physical world. Sounds insane? Maybe. But Silva's students swore by it, claiming they could land dream jobs, repair failing relationships, and even heal stubborn illnesses just by mentally rearranging the furniture inside their heads. The trick is to use that alpha state like a scalpel, carving out the reality you want with ruthless precision. Silva doesn't dress this up as magic. It's more like planting seeds in your subconscious and watching them grow into tangible results. He even admitted it doesn't always work, but when it does, it feels like hacking reality itself. And once you've tasted that power, it's hard to go back to passive daydreaming. But hold up. Before you go visualizing a Lamborghini into your driveway, Silva drops 3 hard rules for manifestation. First, you have to want it, not in the that'd be nice way, but with the kind of intensity that could power a small city. Half-hearted desire won't cut it. Second, you need to believe it's possible. If part of you thinks it's a joke or a long shot, congratulations, you've sabotaged the whole operation. Your brain won't chase something it considers impossible. And third, the hardest step, you must expect it to happen. This isn't the same as hoping for the best. You need to carry yourself as if the result is already on its way, like it's Amazon Prime for the soul. Silva swears that most people screw this up on the second step. They think manifesting is a wish, but it's really a contract with reality, and you've got to sign it with absolute conviction. Here's the twist. Silva doesn't let you use this method for harm. You can manifest health, wealth, love, and good fortune, but the second you try to visualize something nasty happening to someone else, the whole system breaks down. In fact, Silva claims that if you even attempt it, the harm you were projecting will boomerang right back at you. Poetic justice, courtesy of the alpha state. It's as if the subconscious has its own firewall against malicious intent. Silva believed that the mind in alpha simply wouldn't allow destructive energy to pass through. Try to manifest revenge, and you'll end up punishing yourself instead. It's the ultimate safeguard, your subconscious acting like a karmic bouncer at the club of the universe. This isn't just Silva's moral compass talking. Even Rhonda Byrne's The Secret echoes this principle, suggesting that the universe mirrors your thoughts. Negative vibes in, negative vibes out, except they land on your doorstep, not your enemies. All right, so you've got the alpha state on lock, and maybe you're dabbling in manifestation like a low-level wizard. But Silva doesn't stop there. He throws in something that feels straight out of an ancient mystical order, the 3-finger technique. Picture this. You're in the middle of a chaotic day, mind buzzing like a broken neon sign. You need clarity, but there's no time to lie down and count to 100. Silva's solution? Bring your thumb, index, and middle fingers together like you're making some kind of secret hand signal. Boom, you're instantly back in alpha. This isn't just a placebo party trick. Silva treated it like a neurological shortcut, conditioning your brain to associate that hand position with calm, laser-sharp focus. Do it enough times in deep alpha, and the effect sticks like muscle memory. Exams, presentations, public speaking, just whip out the 3-finger technique, and suddenly, you're the calmest person in the room. Silva basically weaponized your hand against stress. Now let's talk about turning your dreams into unpaid employees. Silva was big on dream control, not just passive dream journaling, but active, intentional problem solving while you snooze. The concept? Right before bed, drop into alpha and picture a problem you need solved on that mental screen. Tell yourself, I'll dream about this tonight and get the answer. When you wake up, you might not have the full blueprint for world peace, but subtle clues, images, or even abstract feelings could point you in the right direction. Silva believed the subconscious could cook up solutions while the rest of you was drooling on a pillow. And if you're one of those people who never remember their dreams, Silva's got you covered. Just hit the alpha state before bed and command your mind to recall your dreams. Do it enough, and those midnight musings become mental treasure chests waiting to be cracked open every morning. Now, here's where things tiptoe into the paranormal, healing your body with your mind. Silva wasn't playing around when he said the alpha state could nudge physical health in the right direction. Chronic migraines, asthma, even cancer, Silva claimed that dedicated alpha practitioners could at least assist in their healing process. The technique? You visualize the illness, picture it shrinking, and mentally replace it with an image of perfect health. Yeah, it sounds like something out of a superhero origin story, but even modern studies dabble in this mind over matter territory. Psychoneuroimmunology, look it up. Silva's approach isn't about denying traditional medicine, it's about stacking mental power alongside physical treatments. His golden rule? Never say anything negative about your health, even as a joke. Words and thoughts, Silva believed, were like orders barked at the subconscious. Keep saying you're sick, and the body listens. Flip the script, and maybe the body obeys that too. Healing yourself is one thing, but what if you could diagnose and heal someone else from miles away? Silva swore it was possible. Students of his method reported being able to psychically scan someone's body, pinpoint an issue, and mentally correct it. The catch? You can't do it for personal gain or out of morbid curiosity. Silva insisted this power worked only with pure intention and a desire to help. He recommended starting with a simple practice. Get a name, age, and location of someone who needs healing, then drop into alpha and visualize them. Picture their body on your mental screen and scan it. If a body part starts glowing or throbbing in your vision, trust it. Your intuition is doing the heavy lifting here. Silva claimed experienced practitioners could pick up on everything from broken bones to internal illnesses without ever meeting the person. It's bold, a little eerie, but for Silva, this was just another Tuesday. And finally, we arrive at the pièce de résistance, Silva's psychic laboratory. This isn't your average imagination exercise. Silva instructs you to build an entire mental space, fully equipped with tools, gadgets, and even assistants, one male, one female. These assistants aren't real, but they're there to help you heal, solve problems, and diagnose ailments. Silva said you didn't pick them. They show up on their own, summoned from the ether of your subconscious. In this psychic lab, anything is possible. You visualize someone in need of healing, pull out the necessary tools, whatever that looks like in your head, and get to work. Silva's claim: the more detailed and vivid the lab, the more effective the results. Call it metaphysical roleplay or mental architecture, but Silva swore by it. And hey, even if you never end up psychically curing someone, at least you've built yourself the most badass mental fortress imaginable. So, my friends, here's the deal. Silva's method isn't just meditation, it's an entire operating system upgrade for your brain. Whether you want to hack your memory, control your dreams, or maybe, just maybe, heal someone from afar, Silva offers a toolkit that feels like a cross between science fiction and ancient mysticism. Will it make you a mind-controlling psychic overnight? Probably not. But it might just nudge you closer to unlocking the potential that's been humming quietly under your mental hood this entire time. Give it a shot. Worst case scenario, you get really good at relaxing. Best case, you start bending reality to your will. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, and may your mind stay sharp and your manifestations powerful.